Welcome to Serenity Valley, our 1.5 acre property in the Sunshine Coast hinterland of Australia. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what's growing in my garden this October. Now, October here is late spring, well, mid-spring really, but we have days that are hot and dry, and occasionally we have cool days still, but it's a lovely time of year. The only downside is that it's quite a dry time of year. This is our dry season, so it's really important at this time of year to make sure to keep the water up to everything, which, considering we're on tank water, can be a little challenging at times. This is a little friend trying to get into my bamboo house, which is a fully netted veggie garden out from the house, but they didn't manage it, thankfully. So we have this veggie garden, which is right outside the house, and then we currently also have this vine garden, which is a brand new garden that I just put in the last few months. So I'm going to be taking you through what's growing in the vine garden, what's growing in the bamboo house, and also some of what's growing elsewhere around our property in this video. So this is a fence garden, and you can see I've cut this passion fruit right back. It was not productive this year. It's only its second full year. The one at the other side, not so productive either. So I've planted this loofah, and I'm hoping that it will grow along the fence there. We've got all of that chicken wire to hold it up in the hopes that it will grow and produce some loofahs. This is my new dragon fruit stand, and we've got some baby dragon fruit in there. I got 4 varieties at the Queensland Garden Show a few months ago, and we made this stand up and have planted them. There's a few offshoots I need to cut off, and the mix that's growing around them is one that the lady I bought the dragon fruits off gave me. It's supposed to be a mix of like plants to bring in the pollinators. Not that I'm going to need them yet, but I figured I would put them in there in the meantime, get a few sunflowers and a few other bits and pieces growing while we're waiting for the dragon fruit to get to the top of the pole. This is my new black fig tree, and I'm very excited to get figs off this hopefully in the next year or two. Or is it brown fig? I'm not sure. I think it's a black fig, but it's still very much a baby tree. This is our orchard, you can see here. Lots of citrus. Okay, so let's go into the bamboo house. So this is netted because we have a real issue here with bush turkeys or brush turkeys or scrub turkeys, and also friends like the cockatoo eating all of our fruit. So we've got this built by the house so that we can make sure that we protect the fruit. You can see my cherry tomato trellis is going off. I have so many cherry tomatoes. We can barely keep up with harvesting them. I'm really happy with how this turned out and how many cherry tomatoes we're getting, and nasturtiums. On this one we've got some more tomatoes. There's some more cherry tomatoes growing up on this side, and then on the other side I've got a larger tomato variety, but I really struggled to get big tomatoes. I think maybe I didn't water enough, or I'm not quite sure, but I'll try again next winter. And the nasturtiums have gone crazy. They're kind of taking over a little bit, so I'm probably going to have to cut them back, but I'm really happy how they look. Here we have some early prolific straight neck zucchini, which I'm growing for the first time, and I think it's living up to its name. There's a lot of baby zucchini on these plants. I've got 3 here, and I'm going to try growing them vertically as much as I can. They got huge leaves. And this is my spinach garden. This is water spinach, I believe, and we've got some kangkong that has kind of died back in the dry but is going to come back soon, some Okinawan spinach, and some Brazilian spinach down in here, and also some Malabar spinach. This has all been in for a long time, so I'm going to have to give this a good feed and water to get it kind of coming back to life again. This is my other sad large tomato, which has really not done great. Again, not quite sure why, possibly watering, but I'll try again next year. The kale is starting to grow, which is great, and beetroot not really bulbing up terribly well. I think I need to get more phosphorus possibly in this soil. All of this soil is new this year. We built this year, so I'm still improving and working on the soil. We have got some little carrots here. I can't remember the variety, but it's meant to be a tiny carrot. I thought I'd start with tiny carrots before I got onto big carrots to see if I could grow small ones first. Some dill. I've had heaps of dill this year. We've got perpetual spinach and mustard greens here growing, which are delicious. I love mustard greens. Some borage for the pollinators, and the basil is flowering like crazy at the moment, which the bees are loving. And some corn in that little section there, and an everlasting daisy I really need to take out because when I planted it I did not realize how big it was going to get. This is pepino. Again, first year growing this, but I've got one on the vine, on the plant. It's not a vine, so I'm excited about that. I'm hoping to get more, but I need to work out how it pollinates. And this little baby nectarine, it's like a dwarf tropical variety. And some squash, little squash, and some cucumbers are growing in here as well on the trellis, which they will probably take over crazily. These are a long white variety, which again I haven't grown before, but I'm excited to see how they turn out. I've got a different variety down in the vine garden. This globe amaranth has just flowered forever. I'm going to be planting more of this next season. And this hollyhock, which is in the complete wrong spot because it blocks the sun, but I didn't realize when I planted it how big they would get. Lettuce going to seed already because of the hot days. Some cos lettuce as well. My elephant garlic, which I'm letting go to flower. I know probably I shouldn't if I want bigger bulbs, but I want to see what it looks like because apparently it's really pretty and I can just pick them next year. And just some really pretty violas, violets. You can't really see the colour properly, unfortunately, but they're really nice. So this is a Listata digandia eggplant. Look at that colour, it's so pretty. Honestly, I think I chose it just because it's so pretty, but I got a bunch of them that I planted in autumn and they kind of overwintered. This is a native raspberry, thornless variety, which I bought recently, and my asparagus bed. Now, a couple of the plants in here I've had for a full year and they're in pots and I've put them in, but the others I got this year as crowns. So I'm basically just letting them go to fern. I did pick a couple from the old ones, but I want to give them time to establish properly. So I'm just letting them grow and get big and tall. This is apparently a black beauty zucchini. We'll see how they go. I feel like they're too small to be a zucchini, but I don't know what else I would have planted there. Some blueberries, which were in the ground for like a year and a half and super sad, but now I've put them in grow bags. They're really happy because I gave them the right soil mix. This is warrigal greens, which is an Australian native bush tucker food, and it's really awesome. We have it in our omelettes all the time. You just have to blanch it before you eat it because it's really high in oxalates, but it just grows happily. And all of my current crop of seedlings, pretty much everything I've grown from seed, except for like the asparagus crowns. So every month I plant a new bunch of seeds. Some everlasting daisies outside the bamboo house. So the garden beds outside, I'm kind of focusing on growing, flowers to bring in the pollinators, herbs, things that the animals won't try to eat, basically. So I'm loving all of these everlasting and paper daisies. They're really pretty, and I'm definitely going to be planting more of them in the next year. Got some borage, some fennel there. Well, it's actually, I already ate the fennel bulbs, but it's come back because I didn't cut it fully out, so I'll probably have to cut that back. And more everlastings. They don't look too fabulous in this shot because it's not super sunny, so they haven't all opened properly. They open up with the sun in the morning, but They're really lovely and they come in a whole bunch of different colours. This is another little garden bed which is focused on flowers and the bird bath there, obviously, some nigella and some snapdragons, again for the pollinators, some sweet peas. On my arch, my Rio arch, which I also have some pink fairy lights on. I was very excited when I found pink fairy lights. And a little rock in there for the... This comfrey, I've been dying to get my hands on some. I got for free from a lady at a community garden we visited when we were in Toowoomba for the Carnival of Flowers, which happens every spring, and it was so beautiful. It's the first time that we'd visited the carnival, and I would definitely go back again. It was a lovely trip for our 15th anniversary, actually. So yeah. And then I've got a few dahlia tubers. We'll see how they go. This is some larkspur, some sort of random vine that looks like a cucumber maybe, so I just put a trellis there and we'll see. It just grew out of the compost, so I'm just letting it grow and I'm going to see what it turns itself into. And here's the back side of the bamboo house, and you can see the rodent netting at the bottom, and it's got bird netting over the rest of it. So this is the side of our house. This is part of the bamboo house project, was building these garden beds. That's some pink yarrow, which is lovely. And this was just kind of getting this bed established. Our little pond, I've got some water chestnuts in those pots that I've just planted, so I'm hoping they'll grow and make me more delicious water chestnuts. And this bed I'm just in the process of redoing because it really did not do much. So I've got another video on that. Okay, so this is the vine garden. I haven't quite finished that corner, putting down cardboard and mulch on that corner. This is Moon and Stars watermelon. And this is pumpkin. I can't remember what variety that one is and I didn't check it. We've got some salvia for pollinators. This is tromboncino, which I'm super excited about because I had some from a swap and it was lovely. This is another cucumber. I think this is the giant Russian. Yes, cucumber, which I've again not grown. I've not grown most of this stuff before. This is like my first year properly vegetable gardening and fruit gardening. This I think is sugar baby watermelon. I figured to grow those up the trellis would be easier because they are small watermelons. So yeah, this Rio is just one piece of Rio, which is reinforcing mesh that normally goes in concrete. These are axe beans. This is a local variety that I got at a swap that apparently has been growing in this region for like 100 years, which in Australia is a really long time for a plant that's been brought from overseas. These are golden nugget, and I totally was not paying attention when I planted these because they're a bush variety, not a vining variety, so they're not even going to go up the trellis. Another salvia. And here we have another pumpkin. Now, see this? This is where the scrub turkey has come along and tried to scratch into the plant, but can't, because you may have noticed all of my scrub turkey protection towers of mesh. That's what all of these metal rings are for. They are protection for the plants from the scrub turkey. So I just need to finish this last corner and put golden cane palms bits around them. This is another watermelon. I think, which one is this one? Oh, the yellow watermelon. Had not had this one before. I'm excited to see how that one turns out as well. So yeah, that's the vine garden. This area gets like the best sun on our block. We have a weird block with a lot of shade because of established trees. So I was desperate to grow something out of here, and I thought we'd start simple with something that didn't take up a lot of soil but took up a lot of space, hence all the vines. And we've also been doing some major works, which I'm about to show you. So all the way along here, all the way up the side of our property, we had golden cane palms, which are the devil's plant, and we wanted to pull them out because they make so much mess. If you've ever had one, you know it's constant palm droppings. So we're keeping all of these and are planning on doing stuff with them, like garden edging or trellises or something. We'll figure it out. But we're also hoping to put a chicken coop in this area now that we've made space for it. That's where all the way up there was where we had golden cane. It took ages. My husband used a tractor we borrowed and it took weeks. This is a little bit of tropical garden we are keeping because it kind of protects our house privacy from our neighbours, which you can see across there is our neighbour's house. This is my potting shed, Pilly. The one down the bottom behind the vine garden is Lily. We like to name our sheds. And yeah, looking forward to that. So we also pulled golden cane palms out of the front. See those 2 beds by the front stairs? They were full of golden cane palm. And I am going to turn them into some permaculture edible gardens. Stay tuned for a video on that. Finally, some baby peppermint that I got at a swap and some chocolate mint that I also got at a swap. So excited to have these growing very soon. And my final little gem was this beautiful kangaroo paw that I've been trying to find, and I found it at the garden show. And I was so excited because look at that beautiful color, the blue and the green. Ah, gorgeous. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear below if you have any feedback or questions about my garden, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye for now.